Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm Kylie A, and today we are doing the best readathons of the year. I really love readathons. Sometimes I do like 4 in a month. Don't ask me how. So originally when I was planning this video, I thought that I would pick my favorite readathon out of each month and give you a list of 12. But it turns out in January and October, I didn't do any readathons. And then some of my favorite ones are ones that occur multiple times of the year. So, yeah. So I just picked my top 12 of all the ones that I did this year, okay? So for a readathon to be awesome, for me, what I really like about for readathons is I want them to be I prefer them to be the entire month. I like month-long readathons. For me, week-long readathons don't do anything for me. I cannot read. I know I have been for November, but normally I don't read like 5, 6, 7 books a week. So week-long readathons with like 6 or 7 prompts, like it's not going to happen. I'm not just reading short stories all the time. I want to read novels. Yeah, so I prefer month-long readathons. I really like competitive team-based readathons that have been trending this year. Those are really super fun. I like readathons that are very interactive. And I like them when they're like immersive too, and they have like a lot of components to them. I obviously favor ones that somehow incorporate like something else that I'm interested in. And I like them if they don't have a lot of strict rules. And that's especially because I do more than one readathon at the same time. So if you get a readathon that tells you that not only you have to read, X number of books that fit in all these different prompts, but you have to read them in a certain order, then I really don't like that rule. Sometimes readathons have that rule, and I'm just like, really? To read books in a certain order? Like, don't control my life like that, okay? I'm a Virgo. I control my life. Okay, and I mean, it's not a deciding factor, but lots of times if a readathon is more popular, that can make it more fun because of because if it's more popular, then it will be more interactive. Usually, like there'll be more people doing it, and more people like posting videos about it and talking about it on Twitter and other social media sites too, like Instagram, Discord, things like that. And it does tend to make it more fun if it's a more popular readathon and lots of people are participating, but that's not necessarily always a deciding factor. Okay, so number 1, the magical readathons hosted by G over at Book Roast. G does 3 readathons every year. She's been doing it for at least 2 years now. And so in April, she does the owls. In August, she does the newts. And then in this year, she's doing like a winter one through the month of December. But last year, she just did a week-long like extra credit readathon in, I think it was in October. So she's been doing, like an extra one kind of in the fall. So these readathons are all Harry Potter based, and they're extremely detailed. She has worked very hard on them. So the owls is all about, so in Harry Potter, the subjects that they take in school, the owls will have 1 prompt per subject, and if you read the book for that, read a book that fits for that prompt, then you got your owl in that subject. But she goes a bit further than that. She has a career booklet of magical careers. And in the career booklet, each magical career is described, and then it's also described the like schooling requirements. So you'll find in there what owls you need to have and what newts you need to have. And so basically you're kind of planning your little magical life, and you choose a career, and then you make sure that you at least get those owls. Owls are a little bit easier because it's only one prompt per subject. But then in August, for the newts, if you're gonna play by the rules, you would only be able to take the newts of the subjects that you completed for the owls. So yeah. But for the newts, there are 3 prompts per subject. So if you need to get an O, which is the highest, it's like an A+ in real life. If you want to get that in your newts, you have to read 3 books and that fit all the different prompts or whatever. And there's no combining prompts and stuff like that. And so those are the 2 main readathons, and they're awesome. They're not team-based, even though like everyone does have their house. But she does do like the house cup, and so she has like different aspects to it. Like she will herself, or there's someone that runs them with her. I think his name is AJ. I'm not sure. He helps her like on run the Twitter and stuff, and so she will have like quizzes. Where she'll ask random questions about like things from the books or the movies, and then people will comment, and the first few people that comment, or she'll randomly pick people that comment the right answer and give their house points. And that happens like throughout the whole month at different times and stuff, and that's like, that can be really fun. Then she does like little 24-hour readathons within the readathon. She does watch along or watch parties where she'll pick a certain book. She's also been theming the readathons, so like, because this coming April will be the 3rd time that she has done the owls, she will try to make the prompts and the everything themed around the 3rd book, like Prisoner of Azkaban. Those are absolutely the best readathons around. They're so good. The best ones. The number 2 on my list is the Bookie Trials. I might be a little bit biased because I'm friends with Rachel, who invented the Bookie Trials. The Bookie Trials were awesome. They were held, the first one was held in July, and Rachel created a map. She created this story, and you're going to find like the Bookie Grail, like the Holy Grail, right? And so it's competitive, team-based. You're on different teams. You have your specific prompts for your team, and then there was one group book that everyone had to read. That was like the Bookie Grail book, and it was actually kind of funny because Rachel ended up hating it, and she made like hundreds, thousands of people read it, however many people participated in her readathon. And yeah, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, so sorry, the Bookie Trials was a month long. It was a whole month. It was July. It was team-based and competitive, so you had to submit the books that you read and like how many pages you read and stuff like that, and that helped decide like whose team wins. There was a Discord for it where everyone chatted on. Yeah, it was really cool. She had like things going on Instagram. She had little mini challenges on Twitter. She had like little contests. She had a scavenger hunt around Booktube. She had a bookish quiz where she did questions about like popular books, and then you had to submit the answers, and then like you won like a gift. One person I think won a gift card to to like Book Depository or Amazon or something. Like, it was awesome. And right now there is a week-long winter quest. The evil enchanter has stolen our demons and we have to get them back. Yeah, Rachel's always coming up with great ideas, and I really love like the Bookie Trials Readathons, and yeah, I can't wait to see like what she's going to be doing for next summer. It's going to be awesome. Okay, number 3 on my list is the Booktube games. The Booktube games changed their name, but the OG name was the Booktube games, and this was, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the first competitive team-based readathon that I saw. Like, I'm pretty sure it's the first one. This was run by Myona, and it blew up. Like, it was crazy popular. So many people participated in it. There was 4 teams. We were on Discord. You had to submit your pages. She had help. There was each team had 2 like leaders, I guess, of the team. I forget like what the teams were. For the first readathon, we were able to like, everyone was able to edit the spreadsheet. Like, it wasn't just one person doing it or like a few people doing it. You went in the spreadsheet and you added your own pages and things, like pages read per day and stuff like that. So yeah, so I think that, yeah, the Booktube games was like the very first like team-based readathon, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. Then that was in February, and also in February was Booktube VaLITines, and this was run I think Kate from Chapter Kate was the creator. She also had other people helping her run it. But this was like, it's a Valentine's themed readathon, and it had so many aspects to it. It had a bingo board. I like readathons with bingo boards. Like, if they're not competitive based, I like a bingo board because then you don't feel like you have to do all the prompts. It was a month long, which I already said I like those. So then you have the bingo board. So then, like, to win, you really only have to do like 4 prompts, because they always put the middle space as like a freebie. And yeah, Kate's readathon had so many aspects to it that were like really unique. They did like they did a Secret Santa type of thing, where you got somebody's name and address and you're meant to send them a book, and then someone sends you a book. So yeah, that was cool. I got The Cruel Prince, which I had already read, but I liked it, so that was nice. And then there was also like what did they call it? They call it like Buddy Read Roulette or something like that. And it was kind of the same thing. Like, you said whether you wanted to participate in that, and then basically the people who were running it took, like, paired people up, people who maybe don't know each other, and so then like told us who the other one was, and we buddy read a book together. So I met Kathy Tryhart through that, and we buddy read a book together, and yeah, it was a good time. It was a good way to like meet new people. And then I think there was different challenges. Like, the bingo board wasn't all book prompts. It was some different, like, post a picture of this kind of prompt, or read in the bubble bath kind of prompt, like self-care stuff too, because Kate is really big on she has like a lot of like mental health like into her channel, and so she's really big on obviously like self-care and taking care of your mental health and everything like that. I really, really loved VaLITines, and I'm really looking forward to it's coming up again. Number 5 on my list is the Avatar: The Last Airbender readathon that took place in September. The creator and host of this one was her name is Malis, I think, and This was a lot smaller, but I still really liked it. I had never watched Avatar before I heard of this readathon. I kind of knew what Avatar was. I kind of. And actually I did recognize, like, I watched some of it. I watched like to the middle of the second season, I think, during the readathon. So they had us separate, she had you separate into teams, which were like the different tribes, the water, air, earth, and fire. Or you could be, water, air, earth, and fire. I'm not missing one, am I? And then, or you could be something else. Did you call it like a nomad or something? If you didn't want to be like competitive and like submit your pages and stuff. So then each team had challenges, and there was one group book. But if you completed all of the challenges for all the teams, then you were the avatar. But I think about this one that was really cool was, there was kind of like, you were meant to be watching too, like rewatching the series, which only has 3 seasons, and it's on Netflix. And if you watched the show like along with it, it counted, each episode counted for pages like towards your end, so that it didn't like cause you detriment in your team to be watching TV instead of reading books, right? So yeah, no, I really love the Avatar readathon. Like, I liked that one. That was a really good one. And then number 6 on my list is the Sailormoonathon. Sailormoonathon happened in May, and it was kind of a smaller readathon, but it was still really cute. And it's hosted by Bewitched Books or something like that. But and we were split into a lot of teams, because if anyone who's watched Sailor Moon knows, there's like Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, like every planet. So there's like 7 or 8 teams, I think. And then each team had like a leader and its own reading prompts. And I can't remember if we had to submit. No, we did have to submit pages because there was a whole website. There was a website for it. Yeah, and then we were in each team. It was small enough that each team could be in a group chat on Twitter. Yeah. Because we was in a group chat on Twitter. And that was really fun. And I got to like chat with people that, like I followed them anyways, like a bunch of them. But it was like more intimate. And because I think we only had like, well, if you're in a Twitter group chat, you for sure, it's less than 50. But I think it was more closer to like around the 30 people mark. And yes, I really enjoyed that readathon. I really enjoyed the Sailormoonathon readathon and being in the group chat and stuff. And I believe each Sailor Scout team had their own group book too. I'm not sure what mine was or if I read it, but yeah. Okay. Then number 7, it also happened in May. It was the Bookemon Badgathon, and this was hosted by Meg, and I think her channel is called Tome Infinity. This readathon had a spreadsheet. I can't remember how you submitted. Were we on teams? We were on teams. Yes, we were on teams. And we had to submit our pages. Maybe we had to fill it out ourselves. This is another one that was kind of smaller. But, like, it was really well thought out. Like, she had the types of, like, the Pokemon types as, like, book genres. And so if you read, like, the prompts or the genre that fit with that badge, then you earned the badge. And then there was like extra things too, and there was like group books that got you extra points, and there was challenges that got you extra points, and it was like a lot. Like she really put a lot of work into it. And then I didn't actually participate because there was just too much going on, and I feel like I didn't realize it was happening until like I'd already decided what I was reading for the month. But I think in November here, she had the second installment of it, which was, they called it the Catch-a-thon. And so I think you were actually, the badges you earned in May, you could catch those types of Pokemon during this readathon in November, but I didn't participate, so I'm not, but I think that's kind of where it was going. And then in May again, there's going to be another installment of it, so I don't know like where it's going from there. But I love like all the effort that people are putting into to like make these really cool readathons. Like Bookemon Badgathon was really cool, and I really enjoyed participating in it. Okay, then number 8 on my list is Zodiacathon. Okay, I've only ever participated in one Zodiacathon. Zodiacathon is run by Carrie, and it happens multiple times throughout the year. I'm not sure. I don't think it's typically a month long. It's not like that. I think it's normally like your week long readathons. But she did like a mini one in September, and it was only like 4 days long or something, maybe 5. It was like at the beginning of the month. It was like the 4th to the 8th or something. But I really thought it was so funny. The challenges that she did were meant to play on your star signs like weaknesses. So you had to figure out, like, most people know their sun sign. That's like the main sign. Like, it's your birthday is all you need to know to figure that out. And so like I'm Virgo, but there's also a moon sign and a rising sign that can be different. So, and now I'm going to try to remember again because I always forget. I think, like, I looked it up, and you need to know what time you were born, and you need to know, like, where you were born. I think most people know where they were born. And you put it into, like, a calculator online, and it tells you. And so my moon and my rising sign were the same. I think I'm Aquarius moon and rising. I don't know a lot about astrology, so I don't know exactly what that means, but the challenges, when I read them, I was like, oh, yeah, no, I don't think I want to, like, and I think that's a reaction. She was getting, like, a really extreme reaction from a lot of people because she was, like, saying, like, she was, like, backtracking, and she was saying, like, okay, like, no, it's okay. Like, if you really, 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 like, don't want to do the challenge, like, you can, like, make it work for you. And I was like, Carrie, like, if people are mad, like, you did a good job, because she really knows a lot about astrology, and that's, like, one of the main things about her channel. And she does, like, I think if you go, she probably has a playlist of these mini videos, like, talking about the different signs and everything like that. And so it's something that she's really into and she's really interested in. And so she knows the signs very well. And so when she chose challenges that play on, like, people's weaknesses, she was spot on. Like, people were annoyed about the challenges, which, like, mine were, like, I had 2 the same. So it was, like, read a sad book, and then the other one was my Virgo one, which is someone else has to pick the book that you read. No, I pick my own books, like, and I don't really want to read a sad book either. Like, not intentionally. So no, like, Carrie, like, that was all. I'm sure she doesn't watch my videos, but Carrie, that was so good. You did such a good job. And yeah, I really like that. So if I see that Zodiacathon's happening again, I'm not sure, like, what time of year the normal regular Zodiacathon happens. Just that there was that mini one in September that I noticed that I was interested in. So, but I'll be checking out the next time that it happens again. Cool, too. Number 9 on my list is Indigathon, which I've just done in November here. It was hosted by Brody from E2 Brody and Michelle from Thor Wants Another Book. Or no, Thor Wants Another Letter. I don't know what that means. Maybe I should ask her. And it was just a readathon celebrating Indigenous peoples, and you're meant to read books. There was a bingo board. Yay, bingo board. You're meant to read books with Indigenous characters or written by Indigenous authors. And there was a variety of prompts. There was, the Twitter was really active. They had guest Indigenous people hosting Twitter sprints all the time, I noticed. And they had other prompts on their bingo board that weren't just reading. They had like movie night, TV time. They had oral history. And so you're supposed to watch a movie or TV show, featuring Indigenous people. And then they had an oral history playlist of Indigenous people telling stories like orally. Number 10 on my list is a Latinxathon, which happened in September. September is like Latin Heritage Month. Actually, November is like Native American Heritage Month, so that's why they do that. And I believe that you can find like Blackathon happens in February, which is like Black Heritage Month. And then there was also an Asianathon in May. Yes. Okay. So Latinxathon. I love everything Latinx. So of course I had to participate in Latinxathon. There was only 5 or 6 prompts, and was it only a week? It might have only been a week, but like, if I just feel like I want to do a week-long readathon, then I just ignore the time frame. That's just how I am. Like, I can't. There's no way. I would maybe read 2 books in a week. Normally, like novels in an average week when I'm busy, 2, maybe 3. Like, maybe I'll read like an audiobook and like 2 physical books, or 2 audiobooks and 1 physical book. Yeah, like I'm not reading more than that in a week. So it might have been a week. I feel like, I don't know why, but like the 15th to the 24th is like in my head. So like that might have been the dates, that's a little bit more than a week. That's like 10 days almost. So yes, but it had a variety of hosts. And I remember the group book was The Grief Keeper, which I couldn't get access to during the readathon, but I read it actually in November. So yeah, but no, I really enjoyed it. Did I say the host that I kind of know or follow, like watch, her name is Andrea. But there was like 3 or 4 hosts. And yeah, I'll link everything. Don't worry. Everything will be in the description. Then number 11 is Mythathon. Mythathon was hosted by Jesse at Bowties and Books. It was a team-based readathon, but it was not competitive. The teams were just for fun. You didn't submit any pages or anything, and you didn't like, no team like won the readathon. It was just like fun to like separate yourself into teams, I guess. Each team had its own host, and then Jesse was like the main host of the whole thing. And each team had their own prompts and their own group book. So I think I picked my team based on the group book because I had read most of the group books, and I think there was only one team where I hadn't. But it was good. I liked it. I wish that it would have been competitive, but I feel like Jesse's not that competitive. I could be wrong. But yes, so it was still good. It had like some pretty popular people on Booktube as hosts. Like I think TJ Reads the Stars was one of the hosts, and like Brittany the Bibliophile was one of the hosts. So it was kind of like big in that way. But yes, it was another one that I really enjoyed. And then number 12 on my list, but certainly not least, last but not least, is Believathon. Believathon was a really great middle grade readathon, and I loved everything that Gavin put together. It was month long. He was really active on Twitter, retweeting everything, and I don't really think like he had a lot of help. He did like some cute things, like he had like a live show at the very beginning at midnight, and he had a live show at the very end at midnight. Did he have a 24-hour readathon? He might have. He had like a weekend. He had like classics weekend, I think, and he had like seasonal weekend where you're meant to read your seasonal book, and he tried to make it so that people would be kind of reading the same types of books at the same time so we could talk to each other. The group book was Frostheart for that, which I thought it was great. Yeah, no, I think Gavin did a great job. For me personally, for readathons, if they're not competitive, I like a bingo board. Even though it was a month-long readathon, I only read 6 out of 10 of, he had 10 prompts, I only read 6 of them. So, but no, it was really good and I really enjoyed myself. And so those are my 12 favorite readathons of this year that I participated in, that I really enjoyed. If you know about a readathon that I did not talk about that you think that I would really enjoy, please comment it below, and comment your favorite readathon below, or different aspects of readathons that you like. Just talk to me about readathons. Okay, thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye.